I got red in my ledger. I'd like to wipe it out.
Can you? Can you wipe out that much red? Dreykov's daughter? Sao Paulo? The hospital fire? Barton told me everything. Your ledger is dripping. It's gushing red, and you think saving a man no more virtuous than yourself will change anything? This is the basest sentimentality. This is a child at prayer. Pathetic. You lie and kill in the service of liars and killers. You pretend to be separate, to have your own code, something that makes up for the horrors. But they are part of you, and they will never go away.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerdist New Bully. I'm your host Leroy, aka the Task Manager, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Authority Savage. That's my Wu-Tang name generator name.
Wait. How can it be your Wu-Tang generator name? You said your Wu-Tang generator name was Thrash Jaws. You only get one try.
Thrash Jaws is my PS game, my gamer name.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
What was it one more time? You
Authority Savage.
30 Savage? Okay.
Authority.
Oh, Authority Savage. I thought you was like 21 Savage or something. Like you're like the older cousin or something. I don't know. Yeah, and we're back with another episode. And yeah, like I said, we actually have a lot of show to do. People saw the title, they know what they come to see, and we're gonna talk about it. Not gonna be the entire show. We're gonna say, move on, hit topics to get it going. Because Eli, people have been complaining about it's too much malarkey going on this show. Too many shenanigans. Yeah. So we're gonna streamline it.
I like the malarkey.
The malarkey is fun in a controlled setting. You can't have too much at one time. So
the shenanigans.
Oh man, yeah. So what we're gonna do? We're just gonna jump into it because the thing is, now that the box office is back, we actually have box office numbers, with something we hadn't had for 2 years. So now we have it, and we're trying to still get into the groove of how this thing works. So yeah, let's just jump into it. So give it to me. What is the number one movie of the week?
I hear it's a Marvel movie.
It's always a Marvel movie. One of those funny books.
We're back. Is everything back to normal now?
Oh, we're almost, and that's actually what I'm going to talk about, because some people could say we're back, some people could say not quite, but it all depends on perspective. Yeah, but and as we say in the FGC, it's Marvel, baby. Only a few people get that, but still, yeah. So yes, Black Widow. I'm gonna blow this up. Get us out of here. Boom! Black Widow is number one at the box office right now at a whopping 80 million. That is the biggest box office since Rise of Skywalker in 2019. That's the biggest opening weekend we've had since then.
And that was during Christmas. That was in the wintertime.
That was in the wintertime, like the last week of 2019. So yeah, almost 2 years were going on before we had a box office this big. It beat Fast and Furious 9, Fast Saga. Eli, do you remember the bet?
Oh yeah, I just remembered it.
I knew you were gonna forget. Honestly, I would have been shocked if you would have remembered it. And you would have had a donut.
Damn, I should have got some I could have had some donuts, man.
No. But here's the thing,
I got
Eli.
candy.
Instead, you got candy. But here's the thing: it wasn't just you. I wish I still had those numbers for that story, but you weren't the only one that got the numbers wrong. So most of the people, because like I said, I did a poll going for it. Most people voted your way.
Oh,
they
really?
thought that Fast and the Furious was gonna beat Black Widow for the same reason you said, because of Disney Plus streaming. You can just watch it at home and just be done with it. But turns out it won. Now, Fast and Furious did 70 million opening weekend. Black Widow did 80 million opening weekend. So it wasn't like it just blew it out the water, but it did manage to beat it. But Eli, here's the thing. The people that voted for it, they put in what toppings they wanted you to eat. And when I saw that, you don't want to do that. Your own brother threw you under the bus.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said a peanut butter donut.
Do they even make those?
I don't know. No, that's the thing. People would like naming weird shit that I didn't even know was a thing or may not even be a thing. Somebody said mayonnaise donut. So
yeah, that ain't happening. I don't even put mayonnaise on sandwiches. Fuck that shit.
Too much melanin for mayonnaise. We don't do that. We don't do that here. What was the other one? I can't remember what the other one was. Mayonnaise. It was something that I was just like, let me see if I can find it. I can't find it. It was something that probably would have killed you, but we're not gonna do it.
Like bleach or some shit.
It wasn't bleach. Damn, what was it? I can't remember what it was. Let me look it up. Let me go to the call list. Let's see.
Well, hey,
me donating $5 message. Nice.
Good look it up.
I don't know who you gave that money to, but
yeah,
okay.
But hey, good for you, man.
Good for you. Yeah, somebody will get paid over that. So yeah, because I'm pretty sure I didn't turn that feature on, but yeah. What else were we talking about? Let me see.
But it's funny that even though
found it,
black
soy sauce
on a donut.
Soy sauce, yeah,
on a donut.
On a donut.
I wonder what donut, like what flavor donut,
or pickle relish.
Pickle relish. Yeah.
I mean, if you put soy sauce on a donut, it's a soy sauce donut. That's gonna just cover up any flavor that's on.
It's like and soy sauce is salty, so that's almost like
it's sweet. It's sweet and salty.
Yeah, so I'm talking like if you do like a salted chocolate pretzel, that's like really not that bad.
Okay, so it probably wouldn't kill you. So I guess they could have came. So basically, your brother gave you the worst one. Everybody else like
peanut butter. I mean,
that's not that bad.
No, I eat
peanut butter donut
all the time.
Bacon and eggs. Somebody said bacon and eggs
on a donut. You know what they have?
But two donuts. Like
a sandwich. Like they were doing that shit at like KFC. They were doing
the they called it the Luther because that guy from American Idol. He made a sandwich called, and I think his name was Luther, and they called it the Luther.
Okay.
I think because it was big and fat and it would kill you.
Okay. Well, I heard all these weird like burgers and chicken sandwiches made with donuts for buns.
Oh yeah, like no. This is like Phoenix. Okay, I don't know what Love Gorge Float Hole has good breath. Okay, yeah.
All right.
I agree. Thanks for the $5, whoever you gave it to. Yeah, but I'm trying to see. But that's all the donuts we talked about. Black Widow barely edged out. But here's the thing: to go deeper into the numbers that Black Widow gave out, it was also 80 million at the box office. But here's the thing, Eli: it was 60 million on Disney Plus.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. So because the thing is, because on these streaming numbers, they never release these numbers. But this time, Disney decided to go out and just say, "Hey, we made 60 million on Disney Plus." So they almost made as much money on Disney Plus as they did in the theater. Matter of fact, they probably made more on Disney Plus. I think all the money on Disney Plus, they keep that money. They don't share with anybody. So they probably made more on Disney Plus doing that. So a lot of people decided to stay at home, sit and watch it. Here's the thing, Eli. You know how much my tickets were for Black Widow?
$50.
41.
Just for your ticket?
No, two tickets. But still. But I wanted to go to D box and sit in the expensive seats. Now D box is a different experience where like the seats rumble and stuff like that. So when car chases are going on and the cars are weaving through traffic, the seats like lean. And when people explosions stuff, the car starts seat starts rumbling, stuff like that. So you get an extra added bonus experience with it.
Oh, is this that shit where it's like 4D or something where you smell shit and shit like that?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I
don't
know.
4DX where the you get like sprayed with water and shit like that.
No, not that.
Okay,
not that. I'm pretty sure they have things like that, but this isn't that. This is like 3.5D or some shit.
Okay.
You don't get sprayed in the face. Nothing. You don't smell anything doing a sex scene or anything like that. So yeah,
but even though like it came out on Disney Plus. Black Widow came out on Disney Plus this weekend, as well as the theaters. It still beat, it still had a huge box office. So all this horse shit about how streaming services are killing cinema.
Well, I mean, that's okay. Here's the thing, Eli. Now we can say that Black Widow got hit. Black Widow got hit because 80 million for a Marvel movie. That ain't shit. Thor: The Dark World did a better opening weekend than this.
Yeah,
So
but
you can say
these are Marvel numbers, though. Yeah,
Thor: The Dark World's a Marvel movie.
Marvel, and I'll talk about in the review. I mean, there's some sort of higher standard when it comes to Marvel and shit.
I mean, I'm just saying, as far as box office numbers. Now we can talk about quality and cinema, stuff like that. Women lie, men lie, numbers don't. As far as the numbers go, nobody's doing what Marvel is doing. I mean, we can at least admit that from an objective point of view. I mean, that's all I'm saying. So now, as far as the review, let me go first, Eli. Let me get all my shit out the way, and then you can dump on it however you want to after that. But yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and start. We're just gonna.
I might as well just go take a shit.
Yeah, smoke a cigarette, whatever, you know. Yeah, and not going anywhere for a while. Yeah, be Snicker. This podcast has been brought to you by Snickers. So yeah, let me see where we're gonna go with that. Did I get it? Ah, damn it, I didn't get the Black Widow thing on there. Fuck, I could talk and go at the same time. Matter of fact, we're
on Twitch, right? We have a Twitch channel.
Yeah, we got people on Twitch right now. We probably get more views on Twitch than anything else right now.
Okay.
A whopping 5.
Oh, here we go.
You found us?
No, that's not us.
Wow.
No, that's Comic Book Nation. No, I just searched Comic Book Bullies. Are we Comic Book Bullies?
We're Comic Book Bullies on there. We're not Comic Book Nation. That is another podcast. Shout out to them, whoever they are.
I just searched. I don't ever see us. Are we on there? See, this is why I don't follow our shit.
I'm glad you have so much faith in us, Eli. All right, so yeah, let me just start off with this review. Just go right into it first, since I'm gonna just filibuster a little bit. Just talk about exactly what Black Widow is and why it took so long for Black Widow to even be a thing. Main thing, it took Black Widow to be a thing because before Kevin Feige was the boss of Marvel, they had another boss called Ike Perlmutter, and Ike Perlmutter pretty much gave a mandate that anybody that's, you know, a woman or a person of color can get their own movie. They are regulated to sidekick role, and that is it. So pretty much a Black Widow movie was not, and not just Black Widow movie, Black Widow toys, merchandising, or just anything. It was not going to happen. That's why it took so long for Black Widow to come out. That's why it took so long for Black Panther to come out. Black Panther was supposed to get a nod like back in Age of Ultron, but they kept pushing the shit back, you know. So that's the thing with Black Widow. Even though people liked her and people said, why don't she have a movie? She needs to get a movie. They didn't do it. They didn't want, and it wasn't just because of Black Widow. It was because anytime a woman superhero movie came out, they all lost money. I mean, what you had? Elektra, Catwoman, you know, shit like that. So all those movies just lost money. So it made them even less weary to actually put out a Black Widow movie. But it all changed, Eli, because of one movie, Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
When Wonder Woman came out, that changed. They're like, oh, so these movies can make money if they're done right. So what do? Decided to turn around and do Captain Marvel. It's a movie nobody asked for. So you got a Black Widow right here. They didn't do anything. And I'm gonna talk about like how Marvel treated the Black Widow character overall. I think overall they just pretty much shitted on this character. You know, they could have did her more service than what they did. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So what else did I say about this movie? It's so much to say. Now, so we finally got the movie. Do we need this movie? No. Is it pretty much? Hold on, let me see what we got here. Cliff,
hey, Cliff's in the house. What's up?
Cliff, what it do? Don't give us $5 because I don't know where that $5 is going to. Sorry about that, Light Phoenix. What are we talking about? Okay, so like I said, did we need this movie? No. Does this movie turn the Marvel universe on its ear? No. Does it have like a huge impact on where the Marvel universe is going? No. It's more or less a side story. You know what this movie is, Eli? This movie is Solo. It's not even it's not even a prequel. It's not even a sequel. It's a side story. It's a side quest. When you're going to the main mission and you're going in and you're like, oh, let me just take this side quest and get some extra experience points, stuff like that. In video game terms, that's what the movie is. It's a side quest. It's Solo. It's exactly Solo. I'm going to tell you why it's Solo, because Solo didn't need to exist. It came out after the main character died. It pretty much added nothing to the main universe. It was just a story just to have. So that's what this was. Now, there's some other things that made it Solo. Okay, so another reason what the whole plot of Solo was based on certain things that maybe a phrase here that somebody said, or maybe like a insignia here that somebody said in Star Wars, just like little references here and there. And it's pretty much just let's make a movie out of that reference. That's what Black Widow is. The entire, and I'm gonna spoil the movie for you, but the whole movie is based off a line that Loki said in Avengers 2012. Dracov's daughter, Loki. Yeah, and we'll talk about Loki in a second. Also,
I thought it was like when her and Hawkeye were fighting in New York, and this is
okay.
Like
two lines, still from Avengers. 2 lines. So one line from Loki when he was berating her, Dracov's daughter, Sao Paulo, read in your ledger. You know, basically her taking care of that information. Meanwhile, also what happened in Budapest. So basically those 2 lines that everybody's saying, what happened in Budapest? What happened in Budapest? Do we really care what happened in Budapest? No, but let's make Budapest a thing. So the whole movie is about what happened in Budapest and what happened to Dracov's daughter and Dracov and all the stuff like that. Let's see what we got here. Exactly. We know how it ends. And that's the thing. Like I said, we already know how it ends because, spoiler alert, Black Widow dies. So, which is another thing, kind of takes out the tension of this movie. So it almost feels like that Black Widow is bulletproof in this movie because we know nothing can happen to her. It's predestined. That's what Loki has been telling us. It's predestined. Now, if you want to shock me, Loki would have showed up in halfway in this movie, told her what was going to happen, and they can pretty much go do some other shit. You know, the TVA catches us or shit like that, but none of it happened. Plays out exactly how it did. Now that I said that, Eli, let's move all that stuff out the way. How do I feel about the movie? Personally, I thought the movie was awesome. The movie gave me what I wanted in a solo Marvel Black Widow movie, and that's the thing that people don't Marvel fans have a hard time understanding. This is a standalone movie. It has no impact on the multiverse or the atmospheres like that. There was a stinger at the end that may have an effect on something in the future, but it wasn't like a oh shit. It was just okay. That was cool. Instead, they could have saved me and put this on Disney Plus to the WandaVision. Oh yeah. I forgot Cliff hates all this stuff. So
Cliff don't like none of this shit.
Yeah, Cliff don't like anything. Anything before 1982, he hates it. So yeah. Not just comics, just anything, just afros, bell bottoms, just whatever. Yeah. So, like I said, we have the movie here because when you just talk about it on a standalone movie, Eli, it hits the buttons that I was looking for. Now, we understand that Black Widow is an Avenger and she's a superhero and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, she's human. So she can't do what Thor does and Iron Man does or Black Panther or anyone. You can't do with that. So you gotta break it down to its bare necessities. And what Black Widow did is go to pretty much kind of what made Winter Soldier popular. It kind of went to the well there. Not saying it's Winter Soldier level by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying it went to that well.
It was a spy movie, like Winter Soldier was.
It was a spy movie. But the thing is, they took references and homages from the spy genre. Let me see who we got here. And that's why I'm trying to dig in a little bit more. Who we got? And that one issue that it was Taskmaster. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Don't tell me that was your only issue, Cliff. Come on now. Give it to me. Give it to me. I don't believe you. I was super disappointed how they had
everybody
Taskmaster.
doesn't like, yeah.
And I will get to Taskmaster also. We will talk about Taskmaster too, because yes, I had a problem with Taskmaster also. This was not a perfect movie. But as far as what I was looking for in a Black Widow movie, it hit the point. Like I said, Eli, you know, I've been on this spy thing for a while and it hit the points. I saw the references, what they were making. This was pretty much like the big three of the spy genre. Jason Bourne, which was the first act, and which actually that's the act I love the most. Because
that's what I noticed. I noticed like at first some of those first couple of fight scenes, there were the camera was all like handheld,
like
and
handheld. The chase scenes,
the Bourne movies.
Yeah. It was the Bourne movie, yeah. Or she has to uncover her past, just like the Bourne movies. So they're really digging in that with the Bourne movie. It was like it wasn't a whole lot of CGI at the beginning of that. You could tell it was a lot of practical effects. So they were really going for the Bourne, part of that. Then you also had Mission Impossible, which actually this isn't the first time Marvel ripped off Mission Impossible because Winter Soldier did it, but they had to do it in here, with the heist mission. Oh, it's impossible to take down this guy and find the Red Room, but they do it. They do the mask swapping, which they stole from Mission Impossible, so they threw that in there. And also James Bond. But here's the thing. but they didn't do Daniel Craig James Bond.
They were watching Moonraker.
Moonraker.
Yeah.
They stole. Okay, I'm glad you said it. You actually making me jump the gun, but I'm gonna just jump into it. They stole a scene from Moonraker. They actually stole a bunch of scenes from Moonraker. For instance, like the whole point of Moonraker at the end is that they couldn't find the base because it was up in space, whatever like that. And the same thing with the Red Room. They couldn't find it because it was up in the sky. Now, just like we seen the scene with Black Widow fighting Taskmaster in free fall, falling from debris, going after her. Guess what they did that from? Moonraker.
I was gonna say Point Break, but
did they do it Point Break? I can't remember that, but they did.
Point Break.
I need to rewatch Point Break, but they did that where Jaws and James Bond were fighting in free fall, so they took that from Moonraker. You know, even other James Bond refs they did when he gave like an A-list call of Fanny Longbottom. You know, they always do that stuff like Pussy Galore and Holly Goodhead. You know, in these James Bond movies, so they make
James Bond going rogue and whatever movie.
Yeah, and rogue, License to Kill, and all this stuff like that. Really, brother, with Taskmaster. I don't believe you, Cliff. I don't believe you. Now, I'm not saying you didn't have a problem with Taskmaster. I know you had a problem, and you didn't like the Widow. Come on, there you go with Cliff. There you go. That's the Cliff I know. Let's talk about it. Okay, so he said he didn't like the new Widow. Honestly, I love the new Widow. I thought she stole the show. Everything she was saying. The sister. Yeah, I thought her whole
that's
dynamic.
That's all this was. It was just to set that up. Yeah.
This was a backdoor pilot. That's another thing about the movie. There was a backdoor pilot for the White Widow. And because I'm starting, even though Yelena, whatever her name was, she'd been in the comics since the 90s, stuff like that. She was the Black Widow when Natasha disappeared or like that. But I'm starting to hear her reference more as the White Widow. So they probably call the Black Widow. She's the White Widow. She got the same skills, same fighting style. I almost like how she, kept taking the piss out of Black Widow. Well, why you doing the fighting pose? You always posing, all this shit like that. And the thing I like about this movie, Eli, is that the themes of this movie are probably some of the darkest themes out of any MCU movie. Like and that's the thing.
Family.
Family. Don't you say it 3 times, Vin Diesel will pop up.
Yeah, so. Live my life, family, minutes at a time. Or whatever.
Not an exact quote, but they'll probably say it sort of like
nothing beats family.
So, but that's the thing. Like the themes they handle in this movie, man. Like they said, they talking about the Russian sleeper cell at the beginning of the movie, which was a thing. They even caught a Russian sleeper cell back in 2010. That's how she was raised. And the thing was that Natasha was old enough to realize that it was all fake. But, Yelena was so young, she didn't know. She thought that was a real family. You could tell that. And this movie, has a heavy themes of, human trafficking, child kidnapping. This is stuff that, Marvel doesn't really touch anymore. And they really go there. Their main superhero is tied to this stuff. And I thought that, wow. That's why when the movie first opened up, and it had the intro scene of not the normal Marvel stuff. It was actually showing children getting taken and young girls can take stuff like that. I was like, okay, they going there. And plus, Eli, the main bad guy. I don't think people caught on who the main bad guy was. Hold on, let's see what we got.
Taskmaster?
No,
he's talking about comics. Cliff's still talking about the comics. And shit.
White Canary, Black Canary, saying shit. Legends of Marvel Tomorrow. Yeah, it's all connected. It's an omniverse. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, Eli, Dracoff was a powerful man, old, not too attractive, that has power over young women that he treats as disposable objects. Who does that remind you of? Come on. That's what
that I never think about this guy. Why would I think about?
Because I think about him all the time. But honestly, when I was watching the movie, that's all I kept thinking about.
I was about to say James Bond, but hey.
Oh shit! You ruining my childhood, Eli. I don't want to think about them the same spirit, but now I can't unsee it. But also, he was a powerful man. You just took a left turn.
Fuck
it, let's go there. Let's go deeper. I'm not done yet. Let's go a little bit deper.
Because I didn't. I just looked at the hole and said,
Oh, but wait, it gets worse. Now, like I said, we're talking about an old man that uses chemical, intoxications to control young women. Not just him. Who else? I'm just saying. You don't see that. That's what I saw when I watched this movie.
I get the references. I got all the the women's lib thing, and he was controlling their minds, and I got the big feminist empowerment at the end. You're free to make up your mind. You're free to do what you want with your bodies. I got all of that, but I didn't think about Bill Cosby or Harvey Weinstein.
That's all I thought about the whole time when I was watching this movie. Because you got to remember, when was this movie supposed to come out? Like 2019, 2020, something like that, when Me Too was more relevant. It's just like Wonder Woman. When Wonder Woman came out late and it was having them things about Trump, but it came out so late, it was just like, we kind of over that now. Same thing with Black Widow. Yeah, they have these themes about Harvey Weinstein, about how he controlled these women, but that was in 2019 when that was a hot topic. Now we're in 2021, and more important shit was on our mind then. Like we all almost died last year, so our minds kind of drifted away from that. So we're on some other shit now. So that's why when this message coming out now, it doesn't hit us.
All the creeps had to stay at home. They couldn't go and harass anybody.
Right? Hell, nobody was watching movies, so you couldn't hire anybody. Where was Josh Whedon at? Oh, there, leave it as D. I'm just saying, Cliff. That's the stuff I saw when I watched the movie. I know everybody was like, where is Mephisto tied and all this shit like that? That's the shit I was thinking about when I was watching the movie. Even the thing about just like the whole themes of family. Like I said, we're talking about family. The funny thing about family, when we were watching this movie, I was watching this movie. Now, Black Widow is an Avenger. And this movie was way more believable than Fast and the Furious was, like Fast 9 was. Like Fast 9 just had some shit just like
they had space cars in that movie.
Like a Pontiac Ferrero went into space in Fast 9. Nothing like that happens in Black Widow. Everything in Black Widow, like, well, at least she's not Vin Diesel. So I was just like, because Vin Diesel would have, at least Black Widow got hurt, a couple times. Her arm, got out of place and like that. She had to snap back in place. None of that shit happens to Vin Diesel.
Oh yeah, he jumps out of a moving car at 100 per.
Right,
and
it just keeps going.
Just gets up and walks away and shit.
Right, just walks away. Nothing. At least Black Widow was like, "Oh shit, that hurt." None of that with Vin Diesel. So
she got a bruise and owies and shit.
Right. So I appreciate that they didn't make Black Widow superhuman or invincible like they love to do. A lot of these women heroes in these movies, like they're just untouchable, can't be touched. They're Mary Sues. I'm not calling names, just saying they don't do it. Black Widow was not that in this movie. And she was a morally complicated person. I'll go to this in a second. What we're talking about. Group going to come to your house. You didn't say the VD word. So we're still good. We got one more chance before he pops up. What else gonna talk about? Hold on. Was it better than Salt? I can't remember Salt, to be honest with you.
I never saw Salt.
It was an Angelina Jolie movie, which pretty much the same movie as this. She was a sleeper cell agent, spy,
long
whatever.
Kiss Goodnight. Long Kiss
Charlie
Goodnight.
Baltimore, yeah, same thing. And so all at the same. I mean, like women spy movies like that, but yeah, that's the thing where I was going with this movie. The family aspect of it, I like it because you had two themes going on. You had like her Avengers family broke up, so she went back to the family, but she didn't consider her family she grew up with her family because they pretty much fucked her over. Red Guardian, like I said, he's pretty much played for laughs, but if you really think about it, he sold his children into slavery, even though they really weren't his children, but that's what he did, for human trafficking. Then he acting like he doesn't know why they're mad at him. I mean, he kind of destroyed their lives. So, I thought that was, a pretty deep thing. Like I said, the movie deal with some dark themes, but it's a Marvel movie, so they play it off. And I think that's what held the movie back from becoming like the upper echelon movie that it could have been. Marvel, it hit the Marvel ceiling. Like you got to be a Marvel.
Well, not really. She didn't kill.
And that's the point. Yeah. That's exactly what I was about to say. Dreykov's daughter. The whole point was about Dreykov's daughter, and she had red in her ledger. But it turns out she didn't kill Dreykov's daughter. No. And that's the thing about Eli. When soon as they said Dreykov's daughter, I knew that was Taskmaster.
Pretty much. I was like going through, is it going to be her mom? Is it going to be her real mom? Or is it going to be the daughter?
The real mom will be saved for the sequel that will never happen.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was like, damn, she blew up a building with the little girl in it to kill her dad. And I'm like, you know who's never done that? Batman. Batman's never been that big of a dick, so fuck y'all.
That's like Batman's hardcore, man. That's how he does it, So And here's the thing, Eli. I want to show you something. Matter of fact, Cliff, I want to show you something too, because I'm gonna bring this up later on. Now, y'all called me a madman. Y'all said I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. But I want to show you something. In the group, in the Facebook group that we're on, I want you to see something. Now, what does that say? You probably can't see it. Let me see if I can blow it up.
They're going to make. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I said this back in August 20th, 2019. Now, I can read the comments of what people were saying.
But you've been waiting for this and shit.
I've been waiting for this all my life. I'm going to make everybody eat fucking crow.
You got your shit. Petty game on fleek and shit.
I'm going to just lift my gal on the tray to die. Oh, yeah. He won't kill you, but he won't have to save you either. Black Widow don't give a shit about that. She will kill you. She's a fucking assassin. That's the thing about it. And that's why I don't like what they did with Dreykov's daughter, because it's kind of like, you know, cleansing her of her sins, even though we know for a fact she killed a bunch of people. You know, yeah, she killed a little kid, but yeah. And that's the thing, because it's Marvel. You can't get away with that shit. You know, Gabe, I'm telling you, I'm coming. they're gonna get tired of me next weekend when they lift the spoiler shit up. Lever's pride. I'm just a man, Cliff. I'm just a man. What was I talking about? Oh, back to Taskmaster. Okay, here's the thing what pissed me off about Taskmaster. First, I didn't like the look. That's one thing. I did like the surface level stuff they got right with Taskmaster. Like when Taskmaster was doing the Spider-Man flips and the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and all that shit right there. I liked all that. But when they did the reveal, but I didn't like it how they went to the Winter Soldier where we're just gonna make it just a soulless robotic Terminator. Like, nah, we've seen that before. Give Taskmaster's personality, got personality. Even though I know he's in the comic, I don't want a 1v1 translation of these movies. You're gonna do something different, but at least make it interesting. Making her a soulless Terminator, I think took away from the character. You should have made the character. I know you want to make it like a Bond villain because you're making a Bond movie, but even Bond villains have personality. I mean, they do something.
Yeah, you know? Jaws got a girlfriend in Moonraker.
It did, yeah. But yeah, that's my old thing about that. And you know what actually would really piss me off about Taskmaster? Not Taskmaster, the person they got to play Taskmaster. Olga Kurylenko. Olga Kurylenko been trying to get in the Marvel Universe since 2010. She was actually their first choice for Black Widow. That was Joss Whedon's first choice for Black Widow. Because guess what? She's Russian. She can actually pull off a Russian accent. You know, and she's a former Bond girl, so she knows how this spy shit works. But no, they decided to go with ScarJo because whatever, she's more famous and probably took a pay cut over like that. But Olga Kurylenko was hot at the time. You know, like a big rising star. That Quantum Masala probably fucked her career up and anything like that. But then you're gonna stick her in this as a bullshit role for Taskmaster? That's wrong, Eli. That's just wrong. That's what I got pissed off about.
Yeah,
because she's a much better actress than some bullshit role. Just throw it in there, you know. And the Black Guardian, you can go in and be in Kang Loki. I'm gonna talk about that too, Cliff. We're gonna talk about that briefly because I know Eli got other shit to talk about. What else we talk about? I think like I said, and there's other things we can talk about also. Like I said, Rachel Weisz in the movie was there. Then who are we talking about earlier? Oh, then Olga Kurylenko
and everybody.
Oh yeah, look. I'm glad you said that. Speaking of, look, ScarJo got to ask someone quit, man. When she wore that, I'm pretty sure that's what got her the role of Black Widow.
and for the record, let us point out that the Black Widow was directed by a woman. And
yes,
there was plenty of ass shots in that movie.
Okay, so you saw it too. Now here's the thing: I don't know if because I saw your post first about how every shot was ScarJo's ass, but when I watched the movie, every shot was ScarJo's ass. I'm just like, it took me out the movie. I'm like, damn. Like, damn, that's a nice ass. Yeah, because it's leather, you know, white leather. She's just walking like that. Even in jeans, we're gonna talk about ScarJo's ass for the next 10 minutes.
Like, give me a large buttered popcorn. Hold the popcorn.
I know where you're going with that, but still. I was just like, that's what I'm wondering. Like, you got a woman director, but every shot is ScarJo's ass. Now, do you think it was intentional, Eli, or was it just ScarJo's ass is just you can't help it? or we're
hey,
men.
hey,
That's what we're gonna see.
hey, women like women too, man. Women like women's asses too. Hey,
That's true. Hey, I've heard plenty of
don't
women.
assume.
I'm not assuming. I've heard plenty of women say the ScarJo is they hall pass. You know, that straight women say that. You know,
Yeah, so, but hey, I wasn't mad at all the ass. So.
I wasn't mad all the ass too. I'm just saying, Eli. Maybe it's because of our point of view. Maybe that's why the male gaze caught our attention because we're male and we were gazing. You know, maybe somebody that's not in the ScarJo's ass, maybe the 6 people on the planet, maybe didn't notice the ass. And
Well, I'm just saying, yeah, there is that there's that, a vocal group that will say, this is what happens when you let men make movies and stuff. But
like
hey,
Josh Whedon,
a woman direct. I'm just saying, a woman directed it, and those shots were pretty permanent. It wasn't like those shots weren't on accident. I'm just saying.
Because in Avengers, like ScarJo's ass was on display.
Setting up a camera, focus, lighting, a lot of thought is brought into that. So whatever's in the frame is on purpose.
There's even a scene in Avengers where ScarJo was walking, and I'm thinking like Banner and Cap walking behind. I'm like, damn, look at ScarJo's ass. And I promise you, like, she turned around, looked at the camera, and smiled at me. Like, and you see that ass?
You went, oh.
To this day, I've never finished the Avengers movie.
Out of that shit.
Oh man. And the theater next to me, like, oh, what's he doing? Oh yeah. Well, I think that's all I gotta say about the Black Widow movie. Like I said, I like the movie. Not a perfect movie. It did what it needed to do. I think it has some strong themes that if it wasn't a Marvel movie, they could have really went there. But it did what it could do within the confines of what Marvel let it do. And then we make up the audience, screw them alphabet haters. This is Russia's ass. So,
yeah, Cap is America's ass.
Cap is America's ass. ScarJo is Russia's ass. So yeah. So all right, I'm done. But give it a score. Slap a score on it. 4 out of 5. That's what I think. Good movie. Watch it. When it comes on October, when it comes out in Disney Plus on October, I'm gonna put it in rotation and probably make a list of where I'm going to put it. But as right now, I like it. So Eli, I'm gonna let you go. Shit on the movie. Do what you need to do.
I liked it. I thought it was fine. I thought it was another totally serviceable Marvel movie.
Okay, because you said it was like Wonder Woman 84, and I was like, that's what I need to know.
I liked Wonder Woman 84. Everyone, because Wonder Woman 84 was perfectly okay with me, and that's how I feel about this. This was perfectly okay. It didn't wow me. I didn't think it was a piece of shit, just like fucking Wonder Woman. I didn't think Wonder Woman was totally terrible, and I didn't think it was anything great. I was like, I had a good time. I was entertained, saw some action shit, saw some ass, saw some, cool fight scenes and shit. And I was entertained, I thought it was fine, Taskmaster I felt was underutilized, and I felt they kind of wasted him. But other than that, I pretty much had a good time with it. It was like your standard Marvel movie, which most of them are pretty just standard, mediocre, go with the flow, status quo shit, just setting up the next shit. And that's all this was setting up Hawkeye.
And that's the thing. And a lot of people are asking about, should I watch this movie, or what did you think about the movie? There's one thing you need to know about the Black Widow movie. If you like Marvel movies, you will like this. Yeah. If you're sick of Marvel movies and you don't like Marvel movies, you won't like this. It's pretty much that simple. So
yeah, I mean, that's all. It was just a setting up of a future shit. I have no emotional, attachment to Black Widow as a character. I can't say I'm a big fan. And maybe if I was like the Punisher, and why I like Warzone, or why I like the Ghost Rider movies, or why I like Logan so much, I might have liked this a lot more. But as it stood, I thought it was perfectly okay. It did its job. Marvel's got this formula down. They do it well. They did it again. And yeah, it was just, another Marvel flick to add to the, 20 other ones we got or whatever. Most of them I don't watch. 24. Most of them I've only seen once and won't ever watch them again. But there's a few that stand out that I do watch. watch multiple times and still watch. You know, I have my favorites, but as this one is just, you know, one of those ones that just fall, you know, perfectly in the line of the franchise and just keeps the motor running, keeps the factory going, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so and that's all. You know, I thought, you know, 3 out of 5 for me. You know, it was nothing, didn't blow me away, and I didn't think it sucked. You know?
There you go, Cliff. There's your rating. You have it right on it. Let's see who else we got here. Red Guardian was bananas in that movie. I thought it was pretty good. Thank you, Jeff B. Gerber.
Yeah, and who's that other guy? The other guy.
Creative Howard the Duck. Let's see.
The other guy. Sean Orodondo. Shout out to that guy for listening.
I missed it. I missed him.
He left a comment and
yeah, he did. They're pointing in. I missed that. Red Guardian was literally Natasha's. Yes. Okay. Yes, Red Guardian is Natasha's husband in the comics. Not the come on, Sean. Okay. Let me address it. Let me address that. Yes, and I think that's a thing. A lot of things people are getting upset about the Taskmaster thing, and like anytime they variate anything from the comics, people say it's trash. It's not always trash. Like I said, these are not 1v1 translations of the comics. They can do different stuff.
And by now, y'all better have realized and figured out that Disney doesn't give a shit about comic fans. They're not making this shit for us.
Yeah, they did something different. Yes, we know. Yeah. Well, the few of us that read comics know that Red Guardian is Black Widow's ex-husband, you know, that thought they died, so why she called herself the Widow, whatever, you know. But they did something different, you know. End of the day, it is what it is. So
yeah, I thought it was okay. I think everyone. Taskmaster was a big
and that's the thing. Like, your miles may vary on how you feel about the movie, because some people trash the movie just because of Taskmaster. Which if that's what you came to see, because it's all over the poster and they've been, you know, promoting this fight for 2 years. If you're not satisfied with Taskmaster and you say the movie sucks because of that one reason, I can't knock you for that. That's, you know, it's a valid concern, you know.
Yeah.
If you go to see one thing and they don't give you that one thing you want to see.
I think that's why everyone's so reactive about Marvel, because back to what I was saying, we hold Marvel to these higher standards and we forgive Marvel a lot. Like, Marvel can get away with being mediocre because they give us pretty much the same shit all the time. Whereas every other comic book franchise movie, you know, they can't do mediocre or they get shit on. Right. Like Wonder Woman, like Bloodshot, you know, this like Bloodshot, Black Widow, same shit to me.
Okay, I agree. No. I won't go there. But yeah,
you know,
but at the same time, the Vin Diesel movie. Yeah, the Vin Diesel Valiant movie. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It was a serviceable, entertaining movie, but people just like, it fucking sucked.
Yeah, it's a piece of shit. Piece of garbage.
I like Birds of Prey. For some reason, everybody shit on Birds of Prey for some reason. I don't know why.
I like Birds
of
Prey.
But you let the internet tell it it's the worst movie of all time. It caused COVID, you know.
But Marvel gets away with being just okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right. People celebrated when Sonic the Hedgehog beat Birds of Prey. Like, we won. Like, what did we win?
Yeah, you know. So yeah. I mean, I think. You know, I think comic fans are just there to like, ooh, I know that, you know, and that's, you know, they just
because it validates our existence. Look, we used to get shit on for this shit for like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years or whatever like that. So when you see a movie that does that one thing you remember from 1985, you're like, hey, I remember that thing. But if they don't do that thing, you can't say I remember that thing, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's like big. But that's what they throw that shit in there to placate comic book fans, you know, kind of like the Big Bang Theory. Oh, they're like, hey, you nerds like this shit, right?
So, you know, we can say, well, actually, you know, that shit like that. So
that's nice. Yeah. Taskmaster is really a Spider-Man villain and a Captain America and all this shit.
Right. So. I mean, who cares? It doesn't matter. Look, if you bitch about it enough times in 7 to 8 years, some dude is just going to pick up the Taskmaster outfit and just wear it, and boom, there you go. I'm the real Taskmaster. It's the same. It's like Mandarin. You bitch about it long enough, they'll fix it and do whatever you want to do. So.
And they'll retcon it, and you know, and
then say it was all part of the plan.
You know, Thanos will snap something, and you know, it'll be all fixed.
Yeah, I like stuff from 99 to back. Okay, so 99 is gonna because 99 was Matrix and Phantom Menace. So I see what you're saying, Cliff. Okay, so yeah.
And Fight Club and
Fight Club, American Pie.
Blair Witch and
99 was an awesome fucking year, man. Even though you know why? Because we all thought we were gonna die. So we're like, let's cram in as much shit as possible before 2000 hits.
Titan AE and what else?
Froze over. Incredible. Cheers, babe. Thanks, Chief Queef 88.
Chief Queef.
Okay.
He's been in here before. Shout out to Chief Queef. I'm sure I remember that name. You know.
Yeah, he does sound familiar. So yeah. All right. So we're done with Black Widow.
Whew, yeah, that was we should have just did the whole show. Later, good night, y'all.
Say good night, Gracie. That's an old joke there. No, we're gonna power through. We're gonna power through. You watched the movie Eli. Like I said, I just had to get that out of my system. I'm good. You did watch a movie. So I'm gonna sit back, smoke a cigarette, go take a shit real quick, let you knock it out, and see where we're going to go.
I won't go 45 minutes on Fear Street.
Oh man.
Okay. So yeah, for the horror heads, and I love my horror flicks. Fear Street has been on Netflix these past couple weeks. Last week it's a movie trilogy, 3 parts. Netflix is releasing them every week. So the first part, 1994, came out last week, and I loved it. I thought I watched it twice. I loved it. It was a total homage to slasher movies, to horror, throwbacks to Scream and, Halloween and, slashers of the 80s and 90s. This week, part 2, Fear Street 1978. And I watched that. I didn't like it as much as the first one. I thought it was it still had gore, and it still had some solid kills, but it took a while to get going. So Fear Street, I'm going into spoilers. So you don't want it spoiled, go watch it, come back, check it out. So yeah, Fear Street. It's this town. It's got a curse. This witch back in 1666. Put a curse on this town, and every couple of decades or so, her spirit comes and possesses somebody, and they go on a murderous rampage. Go on a slasher killer spree. So that's been going on every 12 years or so, since 1666. In part 1, part 1 in 1994, they realized a bunch of group of kids realize that a curse is going on. They're trying to stop this curse. A bunch of them get killed. They end up finding the sole survivor of the murder spree that happened in 1978, and that's part 2. Part 2, they talk to the survivor, and we basically, from her memory, is part 2 as the movie. We see her back in 1978, back at the camp, the summer camp, where the murder spree happened, where the axe murder came and killed a bunch of people at the summer camp. Mm-hmm. And it basically goes deeper into the curse and into the witch lore. They find out that she cut off her hand and bled on the devil rock or whatever to make this cast this spell. And they basically figured out that they have to get her hand back to the rest of her body to stop the curse.
Oh, that's hardcore. Okay.
Yeah. So didn't happen yet because they all got killed and shit.
Okay. 616 man, what'd it do?
Yeah, 616 in the house. Yeah, and basically R.L. Stine. Now this is what kind of threw me for a loop, because R.L. Stine, I'm thinking this shit's for kids. No, this is rated R, and there's some pretty solid kills. It gets pretty gory. There's a scene involving an outhouse that really grossed me out. Now I can do blood and guts.
That was ain't gross you out?
Yeah, I can do blood and guts all day. You put in shit, and I'm like gagging. I can't handle that shit. Anyways, there was a cave. There was like a cave. There's some underground caves that's underground. That's underneath the camp, and one of the caverns came up through the outhouse. So they had to crawl through from the cave through basically the shitter hole to get out. And I was like going, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
But this one, you know, like I said, it moved the story along a lot more. We're finding more about the witch's past and all that. But it just took a while to get going. I didn't like it as much as the first one. The first one was out the gate, just, you know, plot wise, it threw me for a loop. It basically paid homage to the slasher genre, to a bunch of horror genres, and then subverted them. You know, went in directions that I didn't expect it to go, and that's what I liked about it. So this was even corn in one of the scenes of the poop.
Okay.
There was even corn. Oh, I didn't even see that. I'm
not going to look that close.
I think I was wincing.
Yeah. Chief Queef, I'm glad you slow-moed it to see it,
yeah,
but yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, you made a GIF out of it and all that.
It was ready. All right, got tired of the PG content. Yeah, that we talking about R.L. Stein, yeah.
Yeah, because from what I understand, Goosebumps is for kids, but Fear Street was for like young adults, for like older, like teenagers, young adult series. So it went a little harder. Chief Queef, they used the one girl from Stranger Things played the main girl in this movie. But yeah, I still liked it. I'm still gonna watch part 3. That one's gonna be 1666, so they're gonna go to the origin of
Salem witch trials.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go towards like the movie The Witch, or like what's that? The Crucible and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, old timey, you know, Pilgrims and Quakers and, you know, and shit, you know. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of The Witch. I kept thinking, where's all the Indians? The Indians should come and scalp them all, you know.
Eli, you're not writing the story.
It's like, you know, so anyways, yeah, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It was, you know, I won't say disappointed. I just wasn't into it as much as the first one. The first one blew me away. This one was just, you know, it was cool, but it, you know, I didn't like it as much. So yeah. And next week's part 3, and I'll watch that and review that next week. So.
Cool. Okay. All right. I just want to just briefly talk about this. Just move on. We'll talk about Loki for a second. Not gonna go on a long thing about it like that. I just want to talk about it because next week, this Wednesday is the last episode of this. What do we think about? What do you think about the Blair Witch movies? They sucked.
Fucking gave me a headache, man. I had such a headache. I remember watching the Blair Witch in the movie theater, and the motion, the shaky camera. I got a headache. I couldn't wait for them kids to die so I could leave and say I saw it.
I thought it was pretty. The ending really much got me, but I mean that's after like a 2-hour watch, and it's just like, no, fuck. The rest of them I couldn't even get into it.
The documentary that came on Sci-Fi, was it called The Curse of the Blair Witch? That came out before the movie did. It was like a documentary, and it was like had clips of the footage, and it made it sound like it was real. That was cool. That made me want to see the movie. You know, but
people thought it was real. So when the people actually started showing up on the Tonight Show and shit like that, like, wait, they didn't die? Like, no, they're actors.
I wanted to see the movie, you know, and then when I saw it, I was like, did he not like Blair Witch either?
Probably not. Yeah, Cliff. I feel like y'all ganging up on me a lot of times on this podcast.
Yeah, I was just like, I like I was like, this is kind of cool, but then after a while, the camera was shaking, and I get that motion sickness and shit, and I'm like, fucking die already, will you?
All right, so here's my thing. This is all I want to talk about Loki real quick. Like I said, the show's been going on. For me personally, the show has been kind of up and down about whether I feel like whether it's better than WandaVision, Falcon and Soldier, or this. It all boils down, Eli, to the last episode. Okay. The last episode will determine how I feel about this whole series. I feel like if they give me what I'm hoping, if they go above and beyond, and they give me what we're not expecting, like if they give us Kang the Conqueror, like they have Loki fight Kang the Conqueror, I feel like this probably will be my favorite series out of the Disney episode, if they do that. But I don't think they will. If they give us another Loki, like, oh, it was another Loki that's over this whole thing, and it's Ultimate Loki, King Loki, Venom Loki, whatever like that, the show fucking sucks. That's how I feel. There is no in between. It's you either take me to the Kang or this show sucks. One or the other. I'm not going, not in between it. So
Well, that's what I
all
felt
got.
it should have been. It should have been the Kang show or the Doom show or something, or
Yeah.
But what did Gomer say? We were talking like Gomer, like Kang and Doom on like a Bill and Ted's adventure going through time.
Somebody will write that. Chip Zdarsky will write that shit. He got an idea of it right now.
Yeah.
Or you be watching the new show Manifest. No, but everybody won't shut the hell up about Manifest. Eli, have you seen that show?
No, I don't even know what it is.
People will not shut up about Manifest. Manifest is all I hear is Manifest, Manifest, Manifest. That's all I hear.
No.
Frog Thor get free. Oh, we riot. Somebody said Chris Hemsworth actually recorded voice work for Frog Thor. They cut it out. So whether or not that happened or not, I don't know. Let's see.
It's canceled.
Manifest. Oh, what's the point then? I haven't seen it, but it looked okay. Yeah, people won't shut about Manifest. They
I
said
don't
like
even
Manifest.
know what it is. Is it?
People will not shut up about Manifest. Every time I turn around, somebody's asking about Manifest. Everybody at my job says something about Manifest. So I don't know. It's on Netflix. What are we talking about? Eli, we might have to cut some topics because we are running long. But I know you want to talk about this because you dropped this in the inbox 3 times. So we're gonna make sure we talk about this topic. I'm gonna just step back because I'm actually curious about what it is. So let me see. Where is it? Is
this about how
don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it.
Okay,
the audience take it.
Right.
Oh, Faust. Does Cliff remember Faust? Cliff, have you read Faust?
Cliff has to know Faust. I'm thinking he knows it. I don't know what it is, but
okay. So Faust is a really hardcore, violent, graphic comic book that came out in the 90s. Basically, kind of like Spawn, predated Spawn, or did it predate Spawn? Maybe. I think it might have predated Spawn. Now that I think about it,
Well, damn.
But basically, this guy makes a deal with the devil, and he fights. He sees demons. He goes crazy. He fights like demon mobsters and shit, and it's very graphic. Lot of very gory kills. Like I'm talking like that's nothing. A severed head ain't shit. They sever like genitalia and shit. This is like graphically sexual scenes and shit. It's basically porn, very graphic.
Right before
violence
okay,
and
so Cliff
sex.
does know about it. Okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Tim Vigil drew it. He's kind of like, infamous. And I went to a con in Denver. Me and my friends, we all had our Faust books to meet Tim Vigil to get him signed. And when we got there, he was gone.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. This is
like
back
he
in
never existed.
Yeah, this was back in like mid-90s or whatever, whenever this shit was big, and this when a con was like in like a hotel closet. It was like literally in like this little
right
little room in the back of a hotel.
It wasn't being streamed or anything like that.
Yeah. But yeah, they made a movie. Brian Usna actually made the movie back in the 90s. He did Society. He did one of the Return of the Living Dead movies. He did a lot of shit with Stuart Gordon, who made Reanimator and, From Beyond and Dagon and stuff like that. The Intestine Reach. There's so much shit in this comic that I can't even talk about.
The hell, man.
Or what comes out of stuff. Like, remember, these are demons. There's like demon orgies, snakes and creatures come out of things, come out of orifices. This is wicked underground shit. There's no way a movie is going to do this, or a TV series or whatever they're making is going to do this justice unless like Brazzers, makes it, produces it. What I'm saying? So yeah, but it is, they are making. Sony is in development of an animated Faust series. We'll see how it goes in an age of The Boys and Invincible. They can get pretty
but keep in mind, like Boys had to get toned down. There's nowhere near like it is in the comics. So I don't know. Did they say where Sony was dropping this or putting?
And the Boys comic ain't as hard as Faust. Like Faust is probably one of the most graphic, violent, comics ever.
Time and Fallout. Huh.
Yeah.
Live action felt like a horror dark comedy porn with heavy.
Yeah,
metal
it had a metal soundtrack, new metal soundtrack back in the 90s. Yeah, the movie was kind of whack. It was kind of whack,
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're making this. We'll see how it goes. I don't think it's gonna. If you can find the comics, they're pretty graphic. It's not for the squeamish, not for the easily offended, not for it'll test some of the even hardcore, horror fans and shit. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
The shit we grew up with as kids.
Yeah.
And we turned out okay. So oh man. So we move on to the next part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, we're running long. We're running long in time because, like I said, the Black Widow thing went a little bit longer, but now we're going to jump right into it. Any other topics, we'll probably come back next week and take care of those. But like I said, it's Comic Book Bullies, where we talk about the comic books. And Eli, I'm just going to do one book because I'm just going to do. I read other shit, but I'm just doing one book. Yeah, but
well,
I'm gonna let you.
I should start doing that.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about all this shit either.
Only this time. Back to the regular schedule program, we're gonna knock it out, but this time just one book. But I'm gonna let you go first because I know you knock out as many as you want, but I'm doing one because I have to knock this one out. Okay,
well, Batman number 110. I'll just go down the list.
Okay, Batman 110. Let me see if I can get you. Hold on, before we go, let me see what 616 got. Fast moving someone became a pile of melted ass and tits and gave birth.
Well, yeah, it was Brian Usna.
What the hell are you?
Brian
I'm sorry, man. I'm confused, man.
There's a movie called Society, that Brian Usna directed, and it's real. The ending is just fucked up and weird and shit, but it's also a comment on like classism, rich people, doing shady shit to keep their wealth and fucking over, the working and poor classes. That's like the theme of the movie, but they have this weird alien orgy at the end, and it's just like that. So, he made the Faust movie, and that's basically a throwback to Society, so yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so Batman 110, this is just Batman and Peacekeeper 1 have a fight, finally.
Okay, so how long has Peacekeeper 1 been in these books? They've been teasing them.
They finally put him online, and he's like last issue, I think, and they're fighting. The conspiracy is out. Simon Saint, is that his name? Simon Saint?
Let's go with that.
Something like
Howard Saint is from the Punisher movie.
Oh, Howard Saint.
That was John Travolta. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Saint has made the peacekeepers. They're like enhanced robotic cops who will not ask questions or just shoot everybody. Basically, a militarized police. They put Peacekeeper 1 online. Batman's beating them up. So yeah, Batman. They're fighting. Peacekeepers, they're having a conversation. Peacekeepers like, I'm here to save the city because you fucked it up. You don't do any good. Blah 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 blah. Bitching about all the reasons why everybody bitches about Batman. And Batman's like, you
never save the hood.
Yeah, you don't save the hood. Now you're working with Harley and Ghostmaker, and you work with villains now, and blah 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 blah. And Batman's like, you know what? Fuck you, man. Harley's a good guy now. Ghostmaker's a good guy now. That's what I do, man. I rehabilitate criminals, motherfucker, while you just kill them. And and then a building blows up, and Harley and Ghostmaker save Batman. So, that's about it. 4 out of 5.
Okay, I gotta ask a question. What is this?
Oh, I don't know what that is. But
I mean, it's Scarecrow.
Ghostmaker. Scarecrow was in cahoots with Howard Saint or Simon Saint.
Okay.
So it was, Simon Saint set this thing all up so he could get the mayor to approve the cops and the peacekeepers and basically turn the future state shit in Gotham shit. It was all conspiracy. He bombed. They blew up the city hall. They were behind a bunch of terrorist attacks. So the mayor would approve peacekeepers. Was it the magistrate or whatever? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, because the magistrate is the company that runs the Peacekeepers, and this Peacekeeper 1. So Peacekeeper 1 is that guy that got blown up on Arkham.
That's Mahoney or whatever.
Yeah,
what's his
whatever
name?
his name.
Mahoney, Matt Mahoney, or I forget.
That's
yeah.
Police Academy, but yeah. We're just giving people names. We don't care. Fuck it.
Oh yeah, Mahoney from
Hightower,
Police
yeah.
Academy.
Yeah,
Steve Gutenberg, yeah.
right. What was the guy that did the voices? What was his name? Yeah, him.
Oh shit, what was his name? I forget.
What was his name? It's
Tackleberry
soon as the
or-
podcast. No, it wasn't Tackleberry. That was the guy with the gun. It was just a gun. As soon as we cut off this podcast, that name is going to pop in my head.
Cliff. What's the guy? The sound guy from
Cliff
Police
knows.
Academy.
Cliff knows. Cliff, fact check us. Yes.
What was that guy's
The guy
name?
with the sound. You know the guy. You know the guy. He did the sounds. Oh man. Okay, it's on me. Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So I got the only book I'm gonna do, because like I said, I had a bunch of other books I were gonna do. Hold on, let's see what we got here. 616 Man. Scarecrow getting a big push versus Big Villain. Yeah, doing Future State, Scarecrow is like the guy. Like he shows up in like everybody's books. Yeah.
Yeah.
So plus he like kidnapped Harley and some shit like that. So yeah, so the book, I'm gonna do one book. I was gonna do a whole bunch of books. I'm gonna just do one book, and I'm gonna just do, I think this is the number one book of the week, but we're gonna do not my number one book of the week. I think the best-selling book of the week. I just go with that.
Okay.
X-Men 1. Yes, they rebooted it.
I was wondering,
again.
what the fuck is X-Men 1 again? What the fuck?
They rebooted it again because they can do it. And this is not Jonathan Hickman.
No.
Doing this book. Yeah, so he's done. Because technically Hickman wasn't even doing an X-Men book. He was doing like an anthology series. And he just called it X-Men, but just different assholes just showing up every other book. But this is a X-Men book. Like the X-Men are back. A team.
So is this the team that everybody voted for and shit?
This is the team everybody voted for. So this is the team. They're together. They go on adventures. New York. They have a base. All this shit like that. So this is X-Men. Like how we expect to see X-Men. You know. So where we're going with it, I'm gonna see if I can show you the team. Yeah. See if I can blow it up. You got Cyclops. You got Jean Grey. You got Rogue. You got Wolverine. Of course, formerly X-23. Sunfire's on the team. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Polaris, like I said, she was voted on the team also. Basically Laura and Polaris on the team because they're daddies, got power and shit like that. And Sync's on the team. He's the one black guy because they gotta have a black guy on this team. So yeah. So let's just jump into it. Let me get out the way, put us out of there. Boom. Okay, so let's get to it. Where we're going with this? They're basically, it's some guy that's named Fei Long. Not from Street Fighter, but he just calls himself Fei Long. That's his name. And he's mad because he was about to colonize Earth, but then the mutants came out of nowhere and colonized the whole planet like a week before he was going to do it. So he's pissed off and he's going to do something and yeah, whatever. So anyway, we cut to the X-Men and he said he did something to his body that Mars will never amount to. So I'm pretty sure he'd be a baddie down the road. But anyway, let's go to the X-Men. They have taken over New York. They have a treehouse that they bought some property in New York and that's their base of operations. And Sync, like I said, the black guy there, the Daily Planet, the Daily Bugle. Which one is DC? Which one is Marvel? Daily Bugle. They're trying to interview him. Yeah, I get them confused, man. Same shit. Yeah. So yeah, but then they decided to disappear. Anyway, let's get to it. Polaris. Polaris is there. She's there at the clubhouse, and they basically give us a whole view of what the clubhouse is. Polaris there, and it's the typical thing. They show them the war room, where they hand out missions. The new plane. The new plane is no longer called the Blackbird. The plane, Eli, is now called the Proud Star to honor Thunderbird's memory.
Oh, that's just like the Dodge Dakota or the Pontiac or the Winnebago or the Jeep Cherokee.
You got to brand it, baby, to honor his sacrifice. My thing is this, Eli. If they can resurrect every single mutant on the planet, why the hell they can't resurrect Thunderbird? Why is he the only mutant that can't? What is it? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, they go there. They show everybody. It's one of those. If you read those old Silver Age comics where you read the Baxter Building and all the stuff like that, they give a breakdown of all the stuff. They do all that. Anyway, Big Monster shows up. Big Monster attacks the city. Rogue is there. Did I name Rogue? Yeah, she's there. In old classic 90s outfit. Somebody destroys something. She catches it, and it's like this big ass monster that looks weird, slaps her across, and it slaps her through a bunch of buildings. Like, like Man of Steel. Nobody gets pissed off. It just happens. X-Men show up. Yeah, they go in at all this shit like that. So they go in attack mode. None of the X-Men can do anything about it. I'm gonna just go to the cool shit that happens in the book. The monster beats the shit out of them. So what they do is that they form this little protective bubble to stop the X-Men. And then Sunfire's is like, Sync is like, if you put this together, give me some metal. Sunfire, if you power this up, blah, 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 do that. And they all get together and the monster turns around and you have the first appearance of the X-Mech. No, we got to go back. The X-Mech is kind of cool. So they are, so it's like a Voltron type thing that Sunfire powers up. So they go all, Pacific Rim on and shit like that and start beating up the kaiju monster in the Hudson River shit, and then it rips off the arm, shit like that. But they're able to do just enough damage where they're able to like get a little spot in there. And that's when Lars is like, okay, I have an opening. Let me out. She jumps in and just goes to work on top of it while she's carving this monster up. Then Jean Grey gets a psychic link from Captain America, say the Avengers 30 seconds out. The thing says the Fantastic Four like 10 miles away. And Jean Grey like, look, we got this. By the time you get here, we're already done. You can come for cleanup if you want. That's it, So they beat the monster. And they keep the X-Mech. So the X-Mech is going to be a thing in this book. It's their new, and the X-Men are waving, yeah, the X-Men, we love you, all the shit like that. So who sent the monster? Let's just cut to it. I don't know. Some dude called Cordius Ray. Anyway, aliens were betting on it. They were betting on who would win. The monster would destroy Earth, or would one of the superheroes on Earth destroy them? So they betting on to who would win. The people that voted on the superheroes, they won money. But they're going to keep sending monsters until the Earth gets destroyed. And yeah, some other shit happens, but I don't care. But that's the book. So I don't know, Eli. I think I'm out. Yeah. Of the X-Men. I think I'm done. Until Hickman comes back. It was Moses. No, I don't think it was Moses back. Voltron shook my head. Yeah, it was him. Let's see. My thing is, I jumped back onto the X-Men train because of Hickman. If Hickman is out, I'm out. I don't give a shit about Voltron X-Men. That shit's cool, but I like the anthology shit Hickman was doing, exploring, the deep shit that the X-Men were doing. This corny shit here, I'm just like, I know, comic fans eat this shit up. I'm over it. I don't care, but that's just me. So until Hickman comes back, I don't come back because Hickman's not done. He's actually working on some good shit, planning, the apocalyptic inferno shit or like that. So when he comes back in, I'll be back in. This shit, I don't care. Jones was his name.
Jones.
I thought Jones was somebody else. Okay, I'm gonna give you another test clip. Who was the dispatcher? Sweetwater, Sweetbuck, something.
The dispatcher.
The dispatcher, the one with the tiny voice that got mad, started yelling at people. You know who?
The black lady?
Hooks.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing about Hooks. I know we
heads up, dirt bag.
Okay.
Was that the
Eli, here's the thing about Hooks. Hooks was fine as shit. She was on an episode of The Jeffersons where she was Lionel's girlfriend wearing a red dress. And I was like, that's Hooks? What the fuck? Nobody believes me. Nobody believes that Hooks is fine as hell. But she was. And when they were going to actually do it in Police Academy 2, we were going to have Hooks wear like a fine-ass dress, but she gained weight, so they just dropped the joke, and that was it. But they hired her in the first scene because she was fine as shit. Let's talk about comics. Okay.
Well, since we're doing X-Men, I guess I'll just do Hellions real quick.
Okay, cool.
Hooks.
There we go. Yeah, Cliff remembers Hooks. Cliff, tell me you don't remember Hooks. Okay. Doing this big masterpiece tie-in and wrap everything. Her Hickman's done and he was kicked off. No. He's not done. Hickman got some more X shit coming. Because if he's done, fuck these X-Men books. That's just me. But yeah.
Okay, Hellions number 13.
Cool.
Sinister's, the shady shit Sinister's been doing has finally came out to the open. The team figured out that he killed them back on Araco or whatever the fuck, back in the Extra
The
Swords.
eggs of swords.
He had killed them and left them there. One of the Sinister clones comes back and they're fighting, mad at the shit that he's been doing because he left a clone there to die too.
Well, damn.
So they're fighting. So Sinister's fighting one of his clones, and then the fucking rest of the team show up and like, what the fuck? And then the clone's like, yeah, this motherfucker left you to die and all this shit, And he's like, why for? And he's like, well, it was to get samples of the clones of those what are those motherfuckers called? Those demons
Shit. I forgot.
Those motherfuckers. Those demon mutants and shit. Demon shit. So
they got a weird Hickman name, but yeah, it was whatever.
Yeah, the something with the A, I can't remember. Amenth.
Amen. Yeah, I knew it was something.
Whatever. Amen. Yeah, whatever. Amen. Yeah, that sounds better. That sounds demony. Anyways, a bunch of them show up. Like they're like, "What? You fucking killed us, motherfucker! You were about to whoop your ass." And then a bunch of those demons show up. So it looks like the Hellions are gonna have to fight them demons.
Wait, so those demons show up on Krakoa?
Yeah, apparently he must have made clones. I guess he must have made the clones.
Fuck. Okay, because I thought the whole point was to stop them from coming to Krakoa. But okay, yeah, whatever.
He had them. He stole samples of their DNA.
Oh shit!
To make them. So Sinister made clones of them. So,
that sounds like a very big idea. Like, because the whole point of the crossover was not that happened. You saying that it happened. Please don't tell me this wrapped up in one issue.
No, it's just to be continued. Like those demon, the Amenth or whatever showed up, and then it's like, okay, next issue. So
basically, that could be like a arc.
Everybody know. Like this is like they didn't know what happened. They couldn't remember what happened during the Extra Sword shit.
Because when he rebooted him, he erased their mind up until that point. Yeah,
and the clone told him, no, he killed you guys and shit. So because you guys were getting the DNA shit, and they're like, oh, word, and then they're like all pissed off. But then those Amenth motherfuckers show up.
See, Cliff, I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I don't know if you're being sincere. I guess it could be, and I guess it's like a backhanded compliment, like it's good and bad at the same time. I guess we kind of go with it because they both got these meaty stories. Like you got to dig in, give you just a morsel, just take it, But yeah.
All right. So 4 out of 5 on Hellions. What did I do? Batman before. Okay, Hulk, Immortal Hulk.
Okay, let's go
to number 48. This is basically I got to show this though. Just one.
I already know what you're about to show. I tried to get a scan before I got on here, but I'm gonna see if I get it before you get it. Hold on, let me blow it. Let me because I know you're about to show. Let me see if I get this. Where is it? Yeah, that's it. Hold on, let me get this. Compliment. Okay, cool. Because Morrison be fucking up sometimes. But yeah. let me blow. Yes. Hold up. My bad, Eli. I fucked up. There we go. Okay.
So there you go.
Okay, so you got Red Harpy and Hulk post coitus.
They just knocked the boots, yeah.
Yeah.
You see Hulk like doing up his pants and shit. So basically that's all this is. It's Hulk and Betty, or Hulk and Harpy, or Betty, basically have a conversation about the history of the relationship. And basically, Betty's like, you know what? You've just been running away your whole life. You've been running away from me, and I've been chasing you, trying to fix all the shit you did. And then she finds out that it's Fix-It, that it's Joe Fix-It. And and then they're like, what? You left Banner in hell? Like, what the fuck, you asshole? And that's kind of about it. They're like, he actually tells her that he loves her. Like he's always loved her and all that stuff. But, but because of Hulk and, he's always got shit, always fucking shit up. So she ends up taking off. And then, Hulk is like, I'm trying to do better. I know I fuck everything up, but I'm still trying to do better, Then he goes out to, he's like, you know what? Let's go to hell and get Banner. And that's kind of what it is. So it's kind of like a heart-warming, snapshot into like Betty and Bruce and their relationship and all the stuff that they've been through. And, yeah, I thought it was kind of poignant, you know, little break from all the shit that's been going on. Just focus on, you know, Betty and Bruce and shit. So yeah, 4 out of 5.
They got a chance to hook up again. So
Yeah, they got to knock the boots. Reminded me of like some like Hellboy shit, like, you know, when Abraham Sapien and Hellboy 2, when he had the hots for that elf chick and shit, and you know, monsters falling in love and shit. I thought that was good.
Oh yeah, and plus with the fire chick in the first couple movies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Oh, Star Wars Bounty Hunters. So
Okay. Oh, let me see what 616 Hulk really smashing more like WB would let Batman do. Actually, they would let Batman smash. They would just would let him go down on Catwoman. That's all. Because him and Catwoman do it. They just do it with the clothes on. But yeah. What do we got?
So Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 14. This is still continues the War of the Bounty Hunters event that's going on, where all the bounty hunters are after Han Solo, frozen in carbonite. Boba Fett fucked up and got Han Solo stolen from Crimson Dawn. Crimson Dawn is the crime organization we saw in Solo. And basically everybody's out. Even Boba Fett has a bounty on him now because Jabba's like, you fucked up, you're dead. I'm putting a bounty on you now. But this is more about Valance and Tonga and Losha. Now this goes back to that first story arc of when they first had this series about the two warring crime syndicates, and they had an illegitimate daughter that kind of fucked up the feud or whatever and could bring peace and stop the war, but they have her in hide. All the other gangsters are trying to kill her, so she's in hiding. They kind of go back to that story arc, which I totally fucking forgot. So a little convoluted. I was kind of like on the ride for the whole, you know, Crimson Dawn shit. There's an action scene where Dengar and Valance get chased by, you know, Crimson Dawn assassins and shit, and that's cool. But this one, it feels a little convoluted by bringing that old storyline back. Kind of reminding me of some Game of Thrones shit, you know, like what, like all the fucking kingdoms in Game of Thrones. Like why it had to be 7? You could have got away with this with 5.
Like
5 kingdoms,
4 or 3, you know,
yeah, or
easy
3
to remember,
kingdoms. Like, yeah, you're bringing up. Oh shit, what does this kingdom do?
Yeah,
oh,
north,
damn,
east, west. Boom, there you go.
I forgot about these motherfuckers. That's what this felt like. Damn, I forgot about this shit. So 3 out of 5, a little convoluted. What else did I do? What else was on the list?
Let me yeah.
Fight Girls.
Fight Girls. Yeah, I was about to say.
Okay, so this is Frank Cho's Fight Girls. If you follow him on Instagram, he's been previewing this shit for like at least a year.
Now, who is this guy?
Frank Cho. He's the big.
Oh,
booty,
Frank. This Frank Cho.
Yeah, Frank Cho. Yeah, he draws the big booty chicks.
I didn't know this was his book. Okay.
Yeah, it's his own book. It's about like it's like some futuristic space kingdom that needs an heir to a throne, a queen. And they're basically holding this contest where a bunch of women warriors have to fight through all these trials to, you know, win the throne and rule the universe or whatever. And these trials, there's like 4 different challenges. This first book was about the jungle that's full of dinosaurs and monsters and tigers and bears. Oh my. All that. If you're a fan of Frank Cho, it's cool, but this is just another excuse for Frank Cho to draw big asses.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
I ain't mad at it.
He knows his audience.
Yeah. You know, hot chicks in skimpy stripper outfits fighting dinosaurs.
Right. Now, Frank has got himself in trouble a bunch of times for that shit, though, but hey, not with us.
Yeah, you know, so for all the misogynists and sexists, this is for you. And if you don't want to read it, you ain't gotta read it. But for seriously, I don't know if I'll stay with this. I wanted to check it out just to see it, but you know, it is just, you know, chicks running around fighting monsters. Could be cool. I don't know if I'm going to pick up the second issue, but yeah, if you're a fan of Frank Cho, you know, it's all right. And I think that's about. I mean, I read a bunch of other shit. Post Americana still continues to be one of my favorite books right now. Futuristic, you know, Mad Max style post-apocalyptic war zone with a lot of crazy, artwork. That's dope. Geiger. I'm still reading Geiger by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. Same thing.
Oh yeah, that book. That's okay.
Yeah. This one actually pretty cool. It was like a Mad Max chase. It's the same shit. Post-apocalyptic Mad Max shit with the glowing man, this radioactive hero. That was pretty cool. And then Noctera, number 5 or 4. What are we at? Number 4. So this is Scott Snyder and Tony S.
Scott
Daniels.
Snyder, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're like, horror, sci-fi book about the end of the world through darkness, and every living thing turns into like shadow monsters and all that. So pretty cool. I read a ton of. There was a lot of shit dropped this week.
Really? Because honestly, you know what? Because it was indie shit to drop.
Yeah, a lot
of
the shit. Yeah, Americana or Post Americana, Geiger, a lot of Noctera, a lot of the indie shit that I've been reading dropped. The Nice House on the Lake. I read The Signal. I read The Signal just because
But then it good because I started to it. It's just like I don't want to read.
It was
Black Robin. Yeah,
it was So yeah, I'm booked out. Wow. Look, it's only an hour and 20. We got that.
Because we went 2 hours last week with nothing happening, So I try to make sure we kept it shorter this time. I know we're gonna, my boss can be mad at it because he said he like it when it's long and lengthy and girthy. That's what she said. But try to keep it a little bit shorter. So yeah, appreciate everybody listening to us. Hope we didn't keep you on too long. I know it's late as hell. I want everybody to get to bed in time so they can get some sleep or whatever like that. Get a chance to go to work. Next week, I don't know what's coming on next week, but we will figure something out. I think like Space Jam or some shit. I don't know.
I don't know if I didn't plan on watching.
I will review it, but I will not attach it to Harvey Weinstein this time. So I will just watch it, Oh shit. So yeah, like I said, follow us next week. Appreciate everybody coming in. I'll check the numbers, see what it look like. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
And we will talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.
Load up on guns and bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend she's overboard and self-assured. Oh no, I know a dirty word. Hello, 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 hello. With the lights out, it's less dangerous. Here we are now, entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertain us. I'm worse at what I do best, and for this gift I feel blessed. Our little group has always been and always will until the end. Hello, 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 hello. With the lights out, it's less dangerous. Here we are now, entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. just why I taste. Oh yeah, I guess it makes me smile. I found it hard, it's hard to find. Oh well, whatever, never